Guys, I know we've had this conversation before, but I really think that Lord Paramount Edric Weirwood is on the verge of maybe passing on, because now he has the bloody flux. So not only does he have cancer, and not only is he a drunkard, but he has the bloody flux. So that's -2, -1, -2.5. Yeah, that's already -5.5. He has successful treatment though, and a mild illness. So maybe he lives, but in his old age, I don't know that there's any way. I don't know that there's any way. I mean, the man's phenomenally prolific, so I don't know that there's any way that, he doesn't live on in the annals of history of the woods. But still, there's no way, in my opinion, that he manages to pull this off. I don't know. We'll see. I just wanted to give you guys kind of an idea, an update on our good friend, Lord Paramount Edric of House Weirwood. One of the OG custom characters to come out. So, yeah, it all depends on, I guess, his health long term. We'll see. Let's roll the intro. My king, I will of course obey your will and end the war as commanded. Please take this as a sign of my continued loyalty. Signed, Lord Desmond of House Blackwood. So Lord Desmond has opted for the right path of standing down in his war to claim the North Woods from our good friend Ned Kodlak. So should there be anything that comes up, I think he hasn't lost his claim as far as I can tell. Yeah, in spite of him pressing his claim, he still has it. So we should prepare as winter is coming to the woods once again. Hopefully it won't be a severe winter as it has been in the past. And just kind of looking over everything, we were kind of just waiting on the South Woods to wrap up their war right now with the Reach. I wish there was a way I could join in and kind of help out Lord Paramount Beslin. I don't really know that there is a way that I can do that, though. I don't really have I don't have the authority, but 2, I don't really have the means by which to do that. It was made clear to me that Byford, right here, that Byford should probably go to the Goldwoods. The only problem is Byford is currently still technically under the leadership of the Southwoods, so we're going to have to wait until Tumbleton is taken, or if it stays, it'll be part of the Southwoods still, I suppose. I just don't know that there's any way that Lord Paramount Beslin wins this war. Doesn't seem possible. It seems like the armies of the Reach have kind of landed and are beginning to take what they view as theirs. So, and he's able to raise up quite a few men, as opposed to the Southwoods, not quite as capable. So it all depends on all that. We'll have to see exactly what comes from this war for Tumbleton right here. But the comment section made it abundantly clear that y'all feel like we should take care of the North before we move on to the Reach, and I'm in agreement. I stand in agreement with you guys on that. I think it's important for us to round out the borders that we do have, and especially to take back Riverrun. I don't know how all of that occurred, but that's just not cool. So it makes sense for us to go ahead and pursue that. Although I will say, among my favorite comments was the assertion that we desperately need to take care of everything in the Reach because of the plague that is the current situation government-wise down there, and that being in particular the fact that it's a republic instead of a feudal system of government. So they've kind of rejected the typical government system of the First Men of Westeros, and as a result, they desperately need to be taken care of. So that's what we're working on. That's where we're going. That's the direction we're heading. And I assure you that's going to be soon. Before long, that'll be where we end up. But for the time being, I think what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and pursue our claim to the north. I believe we can press on without the Southwoods. I don't really know if I want to wait all the way until this war ends. I don't know if there's a way we can actually, like... The problem with the Mega War system is that it can spiral out of control, and my fear is that I will declare this war on the north, and he'll finish up his war, and he won't rejoin us because we're still in Mega War, and then he'll be stuck independent, and I won't be able to vassalize him again. I don't think that's what will happen, but we just need to be wary of it and understand that may happen. I'm not going to stand for that. Like, if that happens, we're going to obviously make some changes, but yeah, that seems to be definitely the path. So let me go ahead and prepare myself mentally, make sure we're in a good spot to where we can take care of what we need to take care of in the north. Currently we're able to raise up still 138,000 men, so there's no way the north stands a chance against us. So I don't think they'll surrender outright, but I think it'll be important for us to go ahead and pursue what we can in terms of declaring war and at least occupying our de jure claims. I don't know if we can... Oh, can we declare multiple wars at the same time? Shouldn't there be a way? Let's start out with a claim on Riverrun and see if we can't press the other de jure claims as well. So there's currently a Sisterman Liberation Revolt. I don't know if we should allow that to finish. So it'll cost us an additional 100 piety by declaring this war, which isn't that big of a deal, I suppose. I think that's 200 total. Yeah. Okay, so that works. We can't continue to press other claims. That's... I guess we just got to do it one at a time. Okay, so what we'll do is we'll go ahead and raise up our levies right here in the Bight, which we actually just conquered. I'm going to place William Roseworth on the center, Peter on the other side, and Aelix on this flank. And we're just going to bum rush. I'm going to bum rush right here. I'm not able to control any other armies except for this one, which we will use to march right here. It's got the other commanders that we can use right there. We'll go ahead and siege down Riverrun and hold it, although I believe we'll probably be beaten there. I'm sure the Northwoods will hurry up and occupy that, so we'll have to see what their plan of attack is. I think if we can take those two counties, we should be in pretty good shape pretty early on here. So, yeah, let's go ahead and begin moving our troops and see what happens. So this is a little bit interesting. We've had a little bit of a shift in the power structure here. We have a Stark. A Lady Stark from a different line than the one that is currently ruling the north step up, and she has actually joined our side and is beginning the I mean, she has all of this. She has the High Lordship up here in Skagos. She has the High Lordship of Last Hearth. She has a couple of counties down here in Hornwood and Widow's Watch, and then it's kind of turned into this like free-for-all almost. It's kind of funny. But we're currently like mega sieging down Riverrun. Got this army detachment up here in Winterfell, actually performing the duties there. What I can do is I can assemble the armies of Lady Leomela there as well and have her join me. The supply limit there is only 11k, which is a little interesting to me. I guess I've never really noticed what the supply limit is attacking from the south. So it's a little cool to see that from this perspective. I have yet to see an enemy army. Seriously, I have yet to see one. He's not leading, he's not in command, nothing. So we'll have to see exactly where he ends up. Because right now he's just chilling in Winterfell while we're sieging it down. He's not in hiding or anything, so we'll have to see exactly what comes of that. But we're going to go ahead and finish sieging down. We're going to finish sieging down what we got over here. Oswald rocking the mask. His scarring didn't bother him before, but now he's rocking the mask. I like it. It just looks so cool, the masks do. I mean, I don't like to see everybody with them, obviously, but... And the guy's prolific. Look at this. Look at all these kids. Good for him. Good for House Redhorn. That's for sure. Good for House Redhorn. He's currently serving as an advisor in the interim, in the layover period, while we're in Mega War, having all this stuff going on. So, we'll have to see exactly what comes of all of this. It looks like some of these armies are beginning to march this way. I can't... It looks like there's a war was also declared for someone else's claim on the Northwoods. So, while we're in Mega War, and I can't have them end it. So Ned's just gonna have to defend himself and hope for the best, I suppose. We need to choose a childhood focus for Lady Lena of the Woods, who is our cousin, the daughter of Prince Xavier. It looks like she's going to be in good shape to have a martial education, and she's quick. So she's rowdy, brooding, and playful. All of those are pretty good for having a martial education. Hopefully we can see her turn out really, really well. Maester Thorin is her tutor. I don't remember if I had the opportunity to choose her level of education yet. I should, though, because she's in my court. Nope, somebody else chose for me. Good education. That's not really going to serve her well. I would have chosen a higher tier, because the more learning she has, the better chance she has of having that good education outcome. So, we'll see how that turns out, I suppose. Looks like there's a small engagement right here. I'm not going to be able to do anything about right now. Riverrun is almost completely sieged, and look, there's the first sign we have of a northern army. I'm not impressed. Not in the slightest. So here's good and bad news rolled all into one. Lord Paramount Veslin lost his war for Tumbleton, so that's the bad news. But the good news is that he has rejoined and is going to join us in our war against the North. So that means at least the Mega War hasn't screwed up in that regard. I wish I could give an order for one of our detachments to go attack this army. I don't know exactly where they're going. It looks like they're just like retreating. I don't know what their plan is. We have Winterfell almost halfway sieged down. Oh, wow. Prince Vaelor died. So a moment of silence for the High King, the former High King, who was Commander Vaelor of the Shadow Tower, serving faithfully in the Night's Watch for, oh wow, 8 years. I mean, doing very, very well for himself. And we all remember the day he packed up and left the woods to go serve at the Wall and fulfill his duty. A man of green sight, a fallen warrior, and I don't know, just an overall good dude, a good king, I think, eventually. It took him a little bit, but he got there. He became a socializer up there. Good for him. Never really lost the whole rude factor, but I mean, you are who you are, I suppose. But sad to see Prince Valor pass, but good for him. I mean, good for Prince Valor, serving faithfully on the wall, and I believe we have not heard the last of him. There's still some plans in store that y'all will see that will help us move further in this game, in this scenario. So, who is this? Lord Paramount Edric. Here's what I want you to do, bud. I want you to go siege down this county for no reason. No reason other than the fact that, you know, there's another army right there. Go engage, my friend. You receive news of your master of arms activities in Bear Hall. It appears he's been spreading ill words about your rule, encouraging disloyalty among the peasantry. Disloyal peasantry, national revolt risk plus 1%. My opinion of Prince Atreus drops, and he's kicked out of office. Or ill tidings, but he's grateful that I turn a blind eye. He's definitely going to stay the Master at Arms because he's, one, our brother, but two, the formidable fighter that we know him to be. We're gonna not turn a blind eye. We're gonna have retribution, but for the time being, we're gonna leave him in that position for right now. He just madly hates us, and will for the next 2 years apparently. It's actually not that long of a wait before all of that goes away. So we've been able to. Liberation of Sarsfield. Let's go look at that. 12,000 men. I think that's more than the cliffs would be able to muster. It is. So what we're going to end up having to do... That's going to lead to some interesting things because we're at Mega War. I suppose I could hire a mercenary force to go engage. At 10 soldiers per coin, though, I'm only able to raise up 8,000 by mercenary. Another 2,800 right here. Still not enough to fully engage, which is sad. And I can't give orders for our for armies to march in that direction. I suppose we could try to head that direction. With this army from the woods and put ourselves in the center and hope the dragon helps. I don't want to risk the dragon getting maimed or anything like that, though, in our attempt to do that. I have to keep a very close eye on this, because that could potentially be an issue going forward. I think we're going to have that come up frequently for a little while, because House Clove is Valyrian and Westerosi Valyrian in culture. We're always going to have at least a moderate portion of that issue happening. So something to keep an eye on. Another member of House Stark has taken up. Oh no, that's Lady Lamella. That's her son. She died attending to chamber business. Gross. So her son is actually going to join us in our struggle for Riverrun. All of this for Riverrun, which, if you can believe it, is not really that great. Wow, so Prince Atreus has not been himself lately. I've noticed how he has lost weight and has become overcome by episodes of intense fatigue. Apparently the underlying cause is a cancerous growth, which is sucking the life out of him. So we'll call for the physician at once, and he died. That was very quick. He deserves to be honored with a funeral, but we're currently occupying the north. Man, that's awful. Only 2 formidable fighters in the history of House Bear, and one of them dies of cancer at the age of 20. Oh, that just makes you so sad, you know? Goodness. The good news is that William Roseworth is also a formidable fighter and an organizer, as much as I want him on the battlefield. Or I definitely want him on the battlefield. Let's take a look really quick at some of the characters in the realm, actually. Because we have 2 of them in our court. This guy is Master Cabin of Minisham or Minsham. Let's see. Join court. Yes. So Hendry right here will come to court. He's a brilliant commander and a formidable fighter and an administrator. There's this guy, Otho, who's just an incompetent commander, but also a formidable fighter. Or there's Robin Shell, who's a duelist. He's fashionable. I think the modifier for your kids, like, for him actually being able to like grow your kids as a fighter, is influenced by the martial skill, which is a little strange. But I believe the higher that is, the more or the better opportunity he'll have to actually accomplish that. So here we go. My king, I'm pleased to report that I have captured some high-value prisoners after our successful siege of Winterfell. I hereby turn them over for your judgment. So we're going to clap their leader in irons, leave the rest. We're going to go ahead and offer peace and enforce demands. So we have taken Riverrun from the north officially. And we should end up out of Mega War here pretty quickly. Actually, what I'm going to do is I'm going to leave this detachment in Riverrun. I'm going to have this army march over here. And we're going to join them up, and we're going to go take care of this liberation revolt in person. So currently 2% war score in favor of Ned in his war and his infighting. We can offer to join his war. Oh, cool. I guess because he's kin. Sweet. They don't stand a chance against us with that. Okay. Let's actually wait for Mega War to end. Actually, no. I'm going to go ahead and make this guy Chief General for right now. It just makes sense. He's a formidable fighter. It makes sense for right now for us to do that. So let's go ahead and do that. Let's have him train children. And we won't worry about anything further. Until next time. Okay, cool. So let's go ahead and put ourselves at the helm of this army right here. William on the edge, and Hendry on this side. Let's go ahead and attack this army right down here. I know we're outnumbered, but we have the dragon. We should have a pretty good shot at winning the battle, at least. Yes, I'll reappoint the old council. We're not going to create that title right now. What I can do, though, is raise up right here. I can raise up either the armies of the Den, 30,000 men, woo, House Whitewood, or I can raise up the armies of the Goldwoods right here, which I will do, and Edna will be in command of that one, along with Willard and William Wayne. Okay, so there's this army right here. We're gonna let them gain a little bit of morale back. I don't want them to just lose. Okay, here we go. Thanks to your leadership during the Battle of Lawliston, your experience in matters of war has increased, and there are things you will do differently in future battles. What will you focus on? So I can be a flat terrain expert, a cavalry leader, a light foot leader, or a heavy infantry leader. Let's go ahead and do the... We'll already be really well off in flat terrain because of the dragon. We'll just be able to burn everybody. So I'm thinking either cavalry or heavy infantry, and the only reason I would lean toward heavy infantry is because the first men have a propensity for that particular troop. It tends to be pretty high. Cavalry, not so much. So there's more men in that regard. So let's go ahead and do that. Let's focus on heavy infantry. I like the idea anyways. I want to make sure we're careful with this. Yeah, we're absolutely going to win this war, or win this battle right here. We've routed them completely. Which is a little strange. But it works. Alright, now let's go engage. Let's actually go ahead and, let's go ahead and engage this army up here. They're not sieging down Moat Cailin or anything. And our army is marching back from Winterfell. And we'll have them attack from the north as well. Good, we've taken that. Looks like they're stacking up right there. They'll have a bonus from the hills. I don't think the hills will affect our dragon. We won't be able to deploy the dragon, but I don't think it will affect our tactics. Alright, now we're going to march. We're going to go ahead and destroy this army right here. Or some of it, anyways. Oh, wow, we lost. Interesting. Alright, but we won't lose this battle, that's for sure. Interesting that we lost that battle. Let's have this army keep on marching. I'm gonna go ahead and put William Roseworth in the center, myself on the flank, and Hendry Mooton on the other side. We're gonna have them go here. Good, okay. So the Cliffs won that war. Wow. So Lord Oswell has been forced to step down as Lord Paramount. Did they seriously get taken over by Andalos? No, they didn't. There's no way. No, there's no way. Okay. So his son, Lord Paramount Hallion, is being, is now the Lord Paramount. We can plot to rescue him from prison, but I imagine he'll be released. At which point we need to go ahead and arrange a betrothal between him. We need to figure out who we have that we can afford to spare. Someone with good congenital traits. And somebody young. We have a lot of different options. but not a lot of good ones. Interesting. I'm gonna have to take a deeper look at that and see. I see a couple of different options, but they're not necessarily people that I want to. They're not necessarily the alliance or the children that I want to marry off, if that makes any sense. So I'll have to take a look and see, but we want to make sure that we secure the line of House Redhorn. Currently has 9 living members, which isn't that bad. I mean, all things considered. Oswald being forced to step down is certainly interesting. House Bear won't take lightly to that, that's for sure. All these coups happening. Two people eloped. Emin Harleton and Violet Finn. I don't care about either of these people. I'm gonna accept their marriage, but well, I don't know why. Oh, he's my master of coin. Okay, whatever. He chose a poor marriage, that's for sure. All right, we're gonna disband this unit. We're gonna go clean up down here in the Northwoods. You've noticed that Bantus is growing fond of other dragons, and is seen to be frequently playing with or dancing in the skies with his cousins, although this does mean he suffers the occasional injury from not-so-social dragons, so he can get playful. Dual skill estimate -5, taming chance is higher. Put him in the bear pit, that'll teach him otherwise. That's kind of a interesting or ironic thing there. So 33% chance he loses playful. Or when he does this, I pull firmly on his reins, so 50% chance he gains obedient. Taming chance ×2, dual skill +3, so that's definitely better. That's definitely the option. Playful, I guess, isn't terrible, but obedient would be wonderful. Let's see if we can pull it off. Come on, RNG. Come on, RNG. Oh, we did it. Not we. I mean, obviously the game had a lot of influence there, but yeah, that's hilarious. My king, I, Alice, sincerely ask that I be allowed to pursue a career as a Septon of the Faith of the Seven, so that I can fully devote myself to studying the 7-pointed star and worshipping the gods. So this is Alice, who for some reason is in my court. Oh, because she was attractive way back when. So I give you permission to serve with honor. You can't have anymore, so I have no more use for you. Oh, we have over 1,000 gold. That's wonderful. Okay, let's go ahead and move on to attacking this army down here. We now have an obedient dragon. I love it. It's fantastic. With 10 martial. Pretty good, and fertile. Means we should have a good chance of having some dragon eggs here pretty soon. Our maester has emboldened our troops, giving a +10% morale boost to all of our armies, which is fantastic. We have captured Lord Oswell of Riverrun, which is weird because, oh, there we go. We have 100% war score now, which means we don't need to engage. We'll be merciful to our lord, although you shouldn't have started that war over there. Interesting. Interesting. I'll have to take a look in the redwoods in a little while, just to be sure of everything. But this war should end fairly quickly, I would assume. Just waiting on it to happen. Go on, Ned. Come on, Ned, end the war. What are you doing? The war's basically over. Why are you waiting? Arian Clove currently enjoys the title King of the Cliffs. However, he holds no legal right to keep this royal style whilst under my vassalage. Therefore, I must decide whether to remove this title from him or else grant him a royal privilege. So I will suffer no other kings. He'll become a Lord Paramount, and we'll be in good shape there. I don't know why Ned is not offering peace. There's no reason we should still be at war right now. Ah, fate smiles on me. My wife Bessa is pregnant. A little nerve-wracking because, you know, we haven't been home in a little while. We've been in our warrior's home on the seat of our horse, fighting wars. And obviously, you know the rest of that. So, Lord Beslin has an improved opinion of us, which is good. You know what? I'm done with helping out here. There's no reason why Ned should not go ahead and offer peace. It just doesn't make any sense. This army can move down this direction. There's no reason why he shouldn't, or why he. I mean, 100% war score, man. I don't know. I don't know what it is. Let's have this army actually march over here so we can go ahead and disband it earlier. Betrothed can marry. So that'd be Dickon Rivers, which are Valar's bastard son, and Princess Lena can go ahead and get married. So we'll go ahead and accept that marriage. Dickon comes to our court. Turned out okay. Intricate web weaver. That's not bad. I want this war to be over, man. Like, seriously. Yeah, see, look. I knew we were so close to this. A sad day. The deaths of Prince Valar and Lord Paramount Edric, the mountain that rides. What finally took him, I suppose, was cancer. But it could have been any number of things. He never got over the bloody flux. He was just never able to overcome that. So his son, our brother-in-law, now takes control of the Bear's Claw. Lord Paramount Emmon Weirwood, not quite as gifted as his father. It's almost like the Great John and the Small John, a little bit, and how the characters have turned out. But he also has a son, Lord Kellis, is his heir. So one of the, actually a twin. I don't know why he's not. Why is he at court in Darksgrave, or Drakesgrave? Assigned guardian. Myself. Yeah, okay, cool. We'll take him under our wing. I don't see why not. That's a good idea. His twin sister, Illyria, is a hunchback, so interesting there. But Kellis was free from that issue. So, a sad day. A sad day in the woods after the death of the former High King and the death of one of the greatest men to ever ride a horse in the Kingdom of the Woods, Lord Paramount Edric, the mountain that rides. So while we're waiting on Ned's war to end over in the Northwoods, I have decided that I'm going to go ahead and fulfill some of the promises that I made. So, in response to everything that happened over here in the Redwoods, Lord Paramount Hallion of the Redwoods has been awarded Griffin's Peak, which was originally the seat of Lady Helia the Timber. So, in response to her taking, we have kind of switched everything around and kind of given over some of the titles. So she now holds Heartsholme and Breakstone, or the original seat of House Redhorn, who now holds all of the Erie, or of the Redwoods, but the castle of the Erie here on Griffin's Peak. So that's an important distinction, and that's an important thing for them, because the Erie is a formidable castle, and especially whenever you get into kind of the nuts and bolts of it. So yeah, backwards culture kind of nerfs it a little bit, but it is what it is right there. So in response to Lord Oswald being forced to step down in favor of his heir and son, we've awarded Griffin's Peak right there, and we'll keep an eye on everything because he's still imprisoned by Sir Brendan of Harbottle. So maybe we can plot to rescue. I don't know if we can pay his ransom for him, but we kind of have that. We may be able to gift him enough money to pay his ransom. I'm not sure, but yeah, we've kind of rearranged the titles over there in response to that whole situation. So while we're waiting on everything to go over smoothly, hopefully over there we'll be able to kind of take care of all that. So yeah, it'll be it'll be worth it for sure. Okay, so I've actually jumped over into to play as Ned to go ahead and just process that and offer peace. And the issue is that this county right here is occupied by Lord Bradamar of the Crag, and it's a war that Riverrun's also fighting. And so I wonder if, I don't know if this is going to be possible. I'm going to take this Baneford right here, or what I could do, I suppose, is command Bradamar to end his war. And that would, you know, there we go. There we go, that worked. Whew. These game mechanics, man, you never can tell. You never can tell. Okay, so that takes care of all of that. That should become one once more. And we should have the nice borders that we thought we were going to have. Lord Irio of the Straits of Tarth has declared revolt against the rule of Lord Paramount Eden of the Stormlands. These guys, man, are killing me. End your war. There's the Northwoods back in the fold. And they end their war. And so before we have any more issues, I'm gonna have to sort this little High Lordship out. It shouldn't take very long the next time we do this, but oh, Dalston Keep got taken as well. Interesting. I don't think that was like that before. The Southwoods is getting eaten into, that's for sure. So we've managed to take Riverrun back. We still have the Fingers and the Sisters to take care of, but I think it's about time we start dealing with the Flowers down in the south. They're getting a little overambitious. They're on a little bit of a tirade, I think, at the moment. So I think it's time we put them in their place. We finally have the Cassie's Belly to do so. I know we've just ended the wars that we've been dealing with, but I think it's time. I think it's time that we fulfill our duty and we conquest the Reach.